Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We start with this transfer news claiming that four players are currently on Barcelona's radar as they target a pivot midfielder in the January transfer window. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Ace update, as Barcelona's buyback option for the winger will reportedly rise from 20 million euros to 25 million euros in 2025. We are also going to be discussing on that. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Even though it has been less than a week since the summer transfer window closed, plans are already underway for the January transfer window at Barcelona. The Blaugrana made several signings during the summer and could very likely welcome Vitor Roque in January, having agreed a deal with Atletico Paranense for his signing. But it appears that the Catalans recruitment team will not rest at that as they want to bring in another player in the winter, in particular a pivot midfielder, according to Fernando Polo of Mundo Deportivo. After bidding goodbye to Sergio Busquets in the summer, Barcelona signed Oriol Romeo to plug the hole but wants another player for the position, even though the likes of Frankie de Jong and Ilkay Gundogan are capable of filling the slot if needed. As such, the report claims that Barcelona's sporting department, headed by new director Deco, has four names on the agenda to reinforce the pivot midfield position in January. The Argentine World Cup winner was on Barcelona's agenda during the summer as well as a possible option for the pivot position, but ultimately they decided in favor of Romeo. However, with the midfielder's contract expiring in 2024, a January move could be considered, more so given the good relationship between Barcelona and Real Betis. Los Verdiblancos do not wish to lose Rodriguez for free, and if he has not signed a new contract by December, they could be open to the idea of a sale to get some fee for him, providing the Catalan Giants with a window of opportunity. Let's talk about Joao Palhinha, a player that has been endorsed by Deco. Palhinha was on Barca's radars during the summer, although a move was never a realistic possibility due to Fulham's valuation of the player. A tall and powerful pivot, Palhinha is also a solid passer of the ball and is rated highly by Deco. The Portuguese international came close to leaving Fulham for Bayern Munich, but the move collapsed late on deadline day. Any move in January could thus depend on whether the Bavarians reactivate their pursuit in him or not. Another Portuguese midfielder on the list that Barcelona have prepared, Florentino Luis, was also linked with a move to La Liga champions during the summer, but nothing really came for it. The 24-year-old, who has a contract with Benfica until 2027, is also a pick by Deco, but he could cost a fairly significant fee, though, much like Palhinha, making a deal unlikely due to the financial fair play situation at the Catalan club. The final name on the list is a player who has been linked with Barcelona on several occasions in the past. Arsenal veteran Jorginho, the Italian international, has lost prominence at the Emirates this season following the arrival of Declan Rice. A move away this summer has been speculated quite heavily, but Jorginho's agent recently shut down talks of an exit for the moment. However, if his situation does not improve by January, an exit could become a possibility, and Barca are tracking the situation of the ex-Chelsea man as his contract expires next year, 2024. Of course, Barcelona have been showing interest in these four players who I've just mentioned. Despite bringing Oriol Romeo earlier this summer, that just got finished, Barcelona are still eyeing a potential um, defensive midfielder. Oriol Romeo is turning 32 later this September, and of course, I think that's not a player you will boast to have for a long term, considering his age. And Barcelona want to use the January transfer window next year to see if they can bring in another defensive midfielder to strengthen the ranks. Of course, despite the fact that among these players that I've mentioned, players like Jorginho, players that they have already passed their primes, honestly, I don't think if Barca want to go for a new DM, it should be a young player who has a lot of promise and prospect, and I think that would be better because honestly, it was never the first choice to bring in Oriol Romeo, considering the age of the player. If we're talking about a long term replacement for Sergio Busquets, you can't be bringing another player similar to his age group because at the end it makes no sense. We are talking about building the team, and it entails bringing in young players who have the potential. Then on to the final story of discussion. Ace Abde was one of the several players who bid goodbye to FC Barcelona on the deadline day of the summer window. The 21-year-old winger left Barca to sign for Real Betis in a deal worth 7.5 million euros, with the Catalans reserving a 50% future sell-on clause. As part of the agreement, Barca also managed to insert a buyback option for the Moroccan winger, details of which have been emerging in recent days. After it emerged that the buyback option for Abde was set at 20 million, reports earlier this week stated that the clause would be activated or will be active only for 2 years until the summer of 2025. However, Mundo Deportivo has now come up with a fresh update on the amount that Barca will pay Real Betis if they wish to exercise the buyback option for Abde. As per the report, the 20 million euro fee mentioned previously will only be valid for 2024. That is, if Barca wish to resign Abde after a year, they will have to pay 20 million euros. But if Barca decide to make a move for the Moroccan in 2025, 2 seasons after his move to Betis, his buyback amount will rise to 25 million euros. Beyond that, the Verde Blancos will also get a 20% cut on any future fee that Barca receive if they resign Abde and sell him for a profit. And as highlighted earlier, the buyback clause will not be active beyond the summer of 2025. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.